Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to talk about interfaith relationships and interfaith marriages. Now, I was thinking of going into the Bible and looking at the verses in favor of it and the verses against, all that stuff. But I thought it would probably be better if I just give my personal views on it. And for people who've seen my videos and know my opinions, you can probably guess what my views are about interfaith relationships and interfaith marriages. And for those of you who are thinking you're in favor of them, yes, I am. I am very much in favor of them. And I've seen Christians and atheists and all sorts of people saying, don't. It's not going to work out. It's going to cause problems. But in Reverend Michael Dowd, a Christian preacher, is married to a scientist who also happens to be an atheist. And what they basically do, the two of them travel around telling people about the marriage between science and religion. And Reverend Michael Dowd is very unorthodox, has very non-supernatural beliefs similar to mine, but still. And then I heard a story about a Baptist preacher who got married to a Hindu monk. For their honeymoon, what they did was they did something that was very Hindu. They didn't do what people in the Western world normally do for a honeymoon. And you probably know what that is. Now, to really start giving my opinions, I think with interfaith relationships, let's say there's a Jewish man who falls in love with a Christian woman, and it's like on a Friday night, the Jewish man can share with his girlfriend, can take her to the synagogue, and say, look, here is something I am passionate about. Let me share this with you. And then which one was which? The Christian woman on Sunday morning can take her boyfriend to church and say, look, here is something I am passionate about. Let me share this with you. Then there are other customs that they can do at home, and I'd say I'm someone who's fascinated, who likes looking at different religions and kind of incorporated aspects of different religions and spiritualities into just little practices and things I do. And I actually don't do as much as I talk about doing, in all honesty. But I think it's great for people to do that. You can find other things that you can do together. I understand that for some people it's something very important to them that they have to be with someone who has, yeah. Now I think in marriages, I already talked about interfaith marriages that seems to be going pretty well. They've been able to make things work. Now, something that I think for marriages where you're going to have a kid, I think in some ways an interfaith marriage might be better for raising a child, because when you're both of the same religion, spirituality, whatever, the child is going to be raised into that one thing. But when they kind of get they're raised into two, they're going to be exposed to two, and then it might make them think about other paths and other perspectives. So I think in that case, it's going to force the child to actually have to do some searching on their own, instead of, this is what I was raised into, this is what I'm going to do. And I think in some ways, that's a great thing. Now, there are religious groups that kind of do things for interfaith families where they combine the two. Now, I think it's cool, but I think at the same time it's good to have things where it's just this one or just that one. But at the same time, I do think it's great for people to look at different things from different religious perspectives. And I mean, I regularly look at Judaism because Christianity was kind of a breakoff from Judaism, and a lot of the vloggers on YouTube who I interact with regularly are pagans. I have some great interactions with them. And then I've had some decent interactions with a couple of atheists. Anyway, I think overall, I'm very supportive of interfaith dialogue and interfaith friendships. I think interfaith relationships and marriage can be a great thing. Thank you for watching. Shalom.